Have you ever sat quietly with a cup of tea, looking out the window, and wondered, how much longer do I really have? Not in a fearful way, but just with curiosity. Maybe you've known people who seemed healthy one day and were gone the next, while others in their 80s are still tending their gardens, dancing at weddings, or traveling across the country with a suitcase and a smile. What's their secret? Is it luck? Good genes? Or could it be something more within our control? Well, science has been digging into that question for decades. And the truth is, while we can't control everything, there are certain signs, small, often overlooked signals, that can actually help predict how long someone might live after 70. These aren't mystical or magical signs, but real, research-backed indicators that speak volumes about our future health. Now, I know talking about longevity might sound a little heavy. But this isn't about counting down the years, we're talking about making the years count. Because once you understand these signs, you can take simple steps to improve them. It's not about fear. It's about power. Knowledge gives us that. So today, let's look at a few of these signs together. Some might surprise you. Others may sound familiar, but you've never thought about them this way. And don't worry, we're not going to talk about complicated medical tests or things that require fancy equipment. These are signs you can see, feel, and even change in your everyday life. Let's start with something so simple, yet so powerful, it often gets ignored. Have you ever noticed how fast you walk? I know, it sounds a bit silly. But researchers at the Mayo Clinic and other leading institutions have found that your walking speed, especially after 70, can actually be a window into your longevity. People who naturally walk a bit faster, not in a rush, but with a certain rhythm and purpose, tend to live longer. Why is that? Well, your walking speed isn't just about your legs. It reflects your heart health, your brain's coordination, your muscle strength, even your confidence. When all of that is working together smoothly, it shows up in how you move. In fact, some studies say that walking speed is a better predictor of survival than even blood pressure in older adults. So if you notice you've been slowing down, not just once in a while, but more often, it could be a little signal worth listening to. But don't worry. You don't have to become a speed walker around the block. Just a few minutes of brisk walking each day can make a huge difference over time. The key is consistency. Movement is medicine. And your pace tells a story. Now, let me ask you another question. When was the last time you could easily stand up from a chair without using your hands? You might chuckle at that, but this next sign is a big one. It's something doctors call sit-to-stand ability. In plain terms, it's how easily you can go from sitting to standing, especially without holding on to something. It's about leg strength, balance, and coordination. Why does this matter so much? Because after 70, your lower body strength is one of the best indicators of overall vitality. When your muscles are strong enough to support you, it means you're less likely to fall, more likely to stay independent, and your metabolism tends to stay healthier. Plus, studies show that seniors who can perform this movement with ease tend to have a lower risk of early mortality. And the good news? You can absolutely improve this. Try practicing with a sturdy chair at home. Sit, stand, sit again, gently, with control. Over time, even just 5 or 10 of these a day can rebuild the strength and stability you need. It's like giving your body a message, I've still got this. Now let's talk about something a little less physical, but just as important. How's your social life these days? And I don't mean parties or big events. I mean real connection. Someone to call, laugh with, or simply share a cup of coffee and a few stories. Because the third sign that strongly predicts how long you'll live is actually how connected you are to other people. Loneliness, especially in older adults, can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's not just a poetic comparison, it's from research by the World Health Organization and numerous health institutes. Chronic isolation can raise your risk of heart disease, dementia, and even early death. But on the flip side, having just a few strong, meaningful relationships can actually protect your health like a shield. So if you've found yourself feeling a bit disconnected lately, don't be hard on yourself. Life changes after 70. People move, loved ones pass, routines shift. But it's never too late to build new bonds. Maybe it's a neighbor you waved to but never really spoke with. Maybe it's joining a local walking group, a community class, or even an online club where people your age gather virtually. What matters most is that you feel seen and heard. That you're sharing your days with someone, even in small ways. Because connection is life. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. As we move forward, keep these signs in mind. Your walking pace, your ability to rise from a chair, and the warmth of your social circle, these are not just casual details. They are quiet clues from your body and your soul, whispering about what's ahead and inviting you to make small changes that matter. And speaking of small changes, there's another powerful signal that often gets overlooked, one that lives inside your kitchen drawer, your bathroom mirror, and even your dinner plate. Watching and feel that these insights are meaningful. Please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. One that lives inside your kitchen drawer, your bathroom mirror, and even your dinner plate. I'm talking about inflammation. Not the kind you can always see, like a swollen knee after gardening, but the quiet, invisible kind that builds up over time and quietly wears down your health. This fourth sign has everything to do with what doctors call chronic low-grade inflammation. It's like a little fire burning inside the body, slow, steady, and harmful if it goes unchecked. And here's the thing, this kind of inflammation has been strongly linked to aging-related diseases like Alzheimer's, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even certain cancers. Now, don't worry, you don't need a lab test to know if this is happening. There are some subtle signs your body gives you. Do you often feel stiff when you wake up? Not just a little, but like your joints are glued? Do you get bloated after certain meals or feel unusually tired, even after resting? These could be hints that your body's dealing with more inflammation than it should. But here's the beautiful part, this is one of the most changeable signs on our list. You can calm that fire with a few smart choices. First and foremost, food. Think of it like this, every bite you take either feeds the fire or helps put it out. Brightly colored vegetables, berries, olive oil, nuts, fatty fish like salmon, these are the foods that cool inflammation naturally. On the other hand, things like processed meats, sugary snacks, and too much fried food, they tend to fan the flames. Movement helps, too. A daily walk, some gentle stretching, even a bit of dancing in the living room, it all gets your blood flowing and helps your body clean out toxins. You don't have to overhaul your life. Just start small and listen to how your body feels afterward. Often, you'll know when you're doing something good for yourself. It feels lighter. Easier. Now, let me ask you something that might feel a little more personal. How's your sleep these days? Because the fifth sign that can predict your longevity after 70 is sleep quality. Not just how many hours you're in bed, but whether you're actually getting deep, restorative rest. If you're tossing and turning, waking up multiple times a night, or feeling groggy in the morning, it could be a sign that your sleep isn't doing its job. And why does that matter so much? Because sleep is when your body repairs itself. It's when your brain clears away waste, your heart rate resets, your immune system recharges. Poor sleep over time doesn't just leave you tired, it increases your risk of stroke, memory loss, high blood pressure, and even falls. But here's a little hope, you can absolutely improve your sleep, no matter your age. One of the simplest things to try? Keep a consistent bedtime, even on weekends. Our bodies love rhythm. Avoid screens an hour before bed, and instead, wind down with a book or soft music. And believe it or not, morning sunlight, yes, the real stuff, helps reset your internal clock and makes it easier to fall asleep at night. If you struggle with sleep, try creating a little evening routine. Maybe it's a warm bath, a short prayer or meditation, or simply turning off the lights and sitting quietly for a moment. Whatever helps you let go of the day. That peaceful pause tells your body, it's safe now. You can rest. And speaking of safety and strength, let's look at one more powerful predictor of how long you might live after 70, your grip strength. Yes, your hands. You might be surprised, but several studies have shown that grip strength is not just about opening jars or carrying groceries. It's actually a surprisingly accurate indicator of overall muscle health and even future risk of heart disease and cognitive decline. Why? Because your grip involves more than just fingers. It reflects your arm muscles, shoulders, nervous system, and even how well your brain and body communicate. So, how strong is your grip these days? When you shake someone's hand, does it feel firm? Do you struggle to open bottles or carry a heavy pan? If your answer is yes, that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, but it might be time to give your hands a little extra love. Try squeezing a soft ball for a few minutes each day. Lift small hand weights if you have them, or just use a can of soup. Even hanging a damp towel and wringing it out slowly can help rebuild that strength. It's not about becoming a weightlifter, it's about keeping those daily abilities that help you live independently, confidently, and joyfully. Isn't it amazing how something so small can tell us so much? Now, before we move on, I want you to pause and take a deep breath. Because we've covered some powerful ground already. These signs, your walking speed, your ability to stand tall, your social connection, your level of inflammation, your quality of sleep, and even the strength in your hands, are all pieces of the puzzle. And the best part? None of them are set in stone. Each one is something you can work on, gently, at your own pace. There's no need to do it all at once. Just pick one. Start today. Even a tiny shift creates a ripple. Because here's the truth, aging doesn't mean fading. It means evolving. And every day, your body is listening to how you treat it. It responds. It adapts. It can even surprise you. So keep walking. Keep stretching. Keep laughing with people who light up your spirit. That spark inside you, it's still burning. And the more you nurture it, the longer and brighter it shines. Let's keep going. Because there's still one more sign we haven't touched on yet, and it might just be the most overlooked of them all, your sense of purpose. I want you to think about what gets you out of bed in the morning. Not just the routine stuff, brushing your teeth, having breakfast, but something that gives you a reason to move through your day with a bit of excitement, curiosity, or even just quiet contentment. That sense of purpose, that why, has been shown in countless studies to play a huge role in how long we live and how well we age. In fact, researchers from the University of Michigan found that older adults with a strong sense of purpose were significantly less likely to die early compared to those who felt like they didn't really have a reason to keep going. It's not just about living longer, it's about wanting to live longer, and that desire fueling healthier choices and a stronger immune system. But I know this isn't always easy. Life changes a lot after 70. Maybe the kids are grown, the career is long behind you, or you've lost someone close. It's natural to feel like the world doesn't need you as much anymore. But that couldn't be further from the truth. The world does need you, your wisdom, your kindness, your humor, the things only you can offer. Your purpose doesn't have to be grand. It could be tending a garden, volunteering at a library, caring for a pet, mentoring someone younger, or even starting that project you've always dreamed about but never had the time for. Purpose can be found in the smallest of acts, a phone call to a friend who's lonely, baking a batch of cookies for a neighbor, learning something new just because it makes you smile. This sense of purpose is like a compass. It points you forward, no matter what. And when life gets tough, and it will, because that's just life, it gives you a reason to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Now, as we step back and look at all 7 of these signs, your walking speed, your ability to rise from a chair, your social connections, your inflammation levels, your quality of sleep, your grip strength, and your sense of purpose, you might feel a little overwhelmed. That's completely normal. But here's what I want you to remember, You don't have to fix everything at once. This isn't a test you pass or fail. These are simply signals, gentle reminders from your body and spirit about where you might need more attention and care. Even small changes in just one of these areas can ripple out and improve the rest. When you strengthen your grip, you might find it's easier to cook meals at home instead of ordering takeout, which lowers inflammation. When you sleep better, you're more likely to have the energy to walk a bit more the next day. When you connect with a friend, your heart feels lighter and your sense of purpose grows. It's all connected. So where do you start? The simplest way is to choose the area that feels most doable for you right now. Maybe you've noticed you're sitting more than you'd like. Start with a 10-minute walk. Maybe you miss the sound of laughter in your home. Pick up the phone and call someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe you've been eating whatever's easiest. Add just one colorful vegetable to your plate tonight. Each small step is a promise to yourself. And those promises add up. I also want you to hold on to this truth: you are not too old to change. Science has proven, again and again, that the human body and brain can adapt well into the later years of life. Muscles can grow stronger. Minds can stay sharp. Friendships can blossom. Hearts can heal. You are not done. Not by a long shot. And yes, there are things outside our control. None of us can predict the future with perfect certainty. But when you focus on what you can control, the choices you make today, you tilt the odds in your favor. You give yourself the best possible chance to live a life that's not just longer, but fuller and richer. So, I want to leave you with a question. What's one small thing you can do today to take care of yourself? It doesn't have to be perfect. Just one thing. Because those little choices, the walk around the block, the fresh salad instead of the bag of chips, the phone call to an old friend, they're like drops of water filling a glass. At first, it might not seem like much. But over time, those drops add up, and before you know it, you've created a life you're proud of, a life filled with moments that matter. If this conversation has sparked something in you, I'd love to hear about it. Share in the comments what sign resonated the most with you, or what small change you're planning to make. You might be surprised at how your story encourages someone else who needs it. And if you found this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. That way, you'll never miss another conversation like this, conversations that remind us that it's never too late to take charge of our health, happiness, and future. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, aging isn't about counting the years, it's about making the years count. And you, my friend, have so much life still ahead of you. Here's to walking forward with strength, with hope, and with the confidence that every day is a gift. Take good care of yourself. You deserve it.